Alright, in this episode, we're bringing back the 55. Everything's in pieces of the 55. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. Now it's beginning a big window, rear window. But every single piece for a cab, for a 55, is here. The 55 is there. Me and Freddie was digging and digging and digging and digging and digging, and we got to rust all the way up to here. This is the, I want to say, the A-pillar. This is where your windshield goes. It wraps around. But we found rust all the way into here. So we had what? We had this piece, that piece, some of that inner cowl, and the outer cowl. The outer cow's over on the other side, is already painted. And we told Juan, why we just don't get every single piece and build you a new cab and trash that cab. The only thing we're going to use off the cab is the doors because they're brand new. Okay. So right now we scuffing and getting ready for paint. Not paint, but we're going to primer every single piece individually. Like that, there's no place for rust to begin. We just gonna scuff the little part where we're gonna sandwich, and we're gonna what you call that? We're gonna spot welds, just like factory. See all those spot welds in there? We're gonna spot welds each panel together, just like factory. Juan got us a spot welder. Juan is sponsoring everything. I'm not charging him no more anything than we agreed, but I don't have like a spot welder. He supplied us with a paint booth. It's the portable air paint booth. He's supplying us with material, paint, sand, paper, anything that we need to get this body into primer. We're gonna build it up. We're gonna make the truck run and drive, and he's gonna take it back to the painter, but running and driving. That's the goal for the 55. The SS, Chente wants to scrap the whole project and just put a whole new body onto that frame. So that's scrapped. The giveaway is not a giveaway no more. I sold the truck. We never took no money for the giveaway. We still gonna call it the giveaway because y'all know it as a giveaway. Y'all will start seeing more videos on that, but it's sold. There's no giveaway. The giveaway got canceled. I still need to update the YouTube. This is the first video since they did the roof. They still got to do the solar and electrical. They left everything half-assed, so that's why I don't want to have a mess. You can see all the new electrical right there. It's half-assed. They have to run and then dig a trench going to the old panel. They're supposed to remove the old panel, put a whole new electrical box at the house too, but I don't know no more. They be leaving me hanging. They say they're gonna come this day, they don't come. They're gonna put batteries on the side of this garage. We covered the garage, we took out all the windows, we took the doors out, we do new stucco. We're gonna do all new stucco, new windows, move the door this side, put a new patio. A lot of stuff coming to the house. It's just we waiting on the solar to be done so we can continue with the rest of the house. And it's Red Bull is watching. I could use a sponsor because it's hot out here. So we just getting prepped. Right now we're getting all the metal prepped for primer. We're gonna put up the booth. There goes the chicken. Those chickens give out 1 egg a day, so we got 4 chickens. There's 4 eggs a day. We haven't not bought no eggs since they've been giving us eggs. We take good care of them. They take care of us. But back to this. So y'all might see chickens running around all over the place. They leave shit everywhere though, and they messy. All right, so we bring it back as we go. That's fine. won't. Go the whole thing. Yeah. Inside and out.
Right here?
Yeah. Go. Yeah.
You have some water on it?
All right, we're bringing it back. That's been done for some time. Looks like straight like powder coat, but this is epoxy primer. We're gonna do this one next. That's why I set up, and then all those pieces, it's gonna be done with the leftover primer I have, because I don't have enough epoxy primer to do this. The thing is, you cannot get a whole gallon shipped. We tried Eastwood, but it got stuck in the mail. These are from Amazon, and that's what came out of Amazon primer with epoxy. So all those pieces are going to be sharing these. I still got them drying because we will sanding on it. Oh, it's fully dry now, so they're not going to let nothing go. This is the booth I told you is from Vevor. I think it's a 10 by 13. You can fit a whole car in there, but it's going to be very tight. So I wet the floor. This is going to be the next part. She's not that hot. It's hot out here, but she's not that hot. She's perfect. She's not that hot, so she's perfect. So this is gonna be the part that we're gonna prime with the last of the bit of epoxy, and I hope there's enough epoxy primer for the front cowl. The inside, not this one, I'm gonna do it fully epoxy, but the inside of the cowl, the inside and the outside of the other parts gonna be done in regular primer. Alright, so I'm gonna be getting ready to shoot, but I'm not gonna record it. It's just gonna be shoot. I come after the shot. We're gonna take it out, let it bake in the sun, bring in the cowl, shoot the cowl, take it back to the sun, and bring piece by piece, not piece by piece, but I'm hoping I can do like 2 to 3 pieces of the other parts of the body while we wait. Alright, we're bringing it back as we go. Alright. She's done. She's coated. That's epoxy primer. Inside and out. That epoxy primer lays so smooth, and when it's dry it looks like powder coat. It's so shiny. These are gonna be the last parts, but I need Bondo for this part right here because it's in 3 pieces. Yep, she's done. So we're gonna let it a little bit dry in there, so all the fumes can settle. They're going through that filter right there and out the exhaust. So we're just gonna let it settle a little bit so we can pull it and bring in the cowl. The cowl is gonna be the next part, and that's gonna be the end of the epoxy primer. And then the rest of the parts is gonna get coated in regular primer. Like I said, we ordered epoxy primer from Eastwood, but it got lost. It was supposed to be here today, early morning, and it's somewhere in Kansas, and we in California. So that's not gonna get here until sometime next week. So once I bring it out and bring in the next piece, I'll bring it back in. Alright, she's out of the booth. You can see how nice and silky that primer lays. This needs 2 to 3 days to fully cure. And you can see regular primer. How dry is it? Look, had a little, you see right there, had a little chemical reaction because this is epoxy, and we ran out, and this is a regular primer. And you can see the difference on the shiny, and it's rougher than that, and this was already dry. This one you scuff and you shoot, scuff and you shoot. But we're gonna let them dry just like those. Plus this one is gonna get cut like about here and here for the doghouse for the engine. So it's a cool to touch. Things I'm gonna need the rack, and I'd rather touch this because this one's gonna get worked on and that one is not gonna get worked on. So we're gonna let it dry on the rack. This I can put it to the side and just, I need the rack. Okay, that cow, one of the cow is done. This is the inner cow, but this is just regular primer now. We're not shooting nothing, so we're letting the fan just air out the thing. Right now, once I start shooting, I'll put the filter back on it. It's just the overspray from the primer. But yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more pieces, and those pieces, but I'd rather do that in epoxy when it gets there. So right now, I'm just waiting. Danny's cleaning the gun, so we can start shooting this piece, let it dry, bring the other 2 pieces, and last but not least, gonna be that one huge piece. So we bring it as we go. All right, and we're done. I missed a piece that's right there on top of the chicken coop, but that I can do with a spray can. These were done as best as I can because the gun doesn't fit in there. But later on, he got me a 2K primer in can, so that's what was that for. Just to get in there in the nook and crannies where I can't get inside. But everything was nice and primered. Nice and primered. These are the last ones. But remember, this is regular primer. That was epoxy primer. I wish I had epoxy for everything, but it didn't get here. It's somewhere in Kansas. Nice. It's dry to the touch, but it's not dry for you to sand. It needs 3 days of drying time. That one's been drying for like a week. So that one can be sand. All these are done. This is the cow. This is the inner, they call it the inner cow. Something in my foot. It's a rock. And this is the outer cow. This is what's done with epoxy too. The outside. But this one goes over this one like this. Over this. Like that. And like that. Like that. Just like that. And this is what I'm telling you, it gets boy, it got hairy. But this is what you need, that spot welder, and you spot it, and it's gonna clamp it and weld as you clamp. And then, god damn it. Okay. And then between these is the dash. The dash is gonna hold on to this piece, this lip right here. And the dash goes over here because this is the AC vents. Not the AC vents, but the defroster vents. And that's how that works. And it gets pinched right here. But that's how this piece works. That's your firewall, the front of your cowl. That that lip that you see on top, it goes under this lip, and it goes spot weld here, and then it goes spot weld down the sides of those pieces that's hanging. It goes spot weld on this, on that lip that you're seeing from here. It goes on this one, on here, and it goes spot weld here. So everything is spot weld on this truck. You can see the spot welds here, spot welds there. Everywhere it has spot welds. Everything is spot weld. Okay, and this piece with that piece, that one's the inner piece, this is the outer piece. It goes here and it spots weld here. But we have to see how the machine goes in. And then the whole lip right there, it gets spot weld, but with the floor. So we gotta see exactly how the machine fits inside and spots weld. If not, I have a hole puncher, and we're gonna do rosette welding all over the outside, so like that I can grind. But that's gonna be on a later video. Right now it's just getting the stuff all primer because it was getting oxidized. It was starting to rust because it's been out in the weather since Juan bought all these pieces. Last but not least is gonna be the dash and the floor. But I want to put that in epoxy. That's why I didn't put it in primer. Plus we ran out of primer. We wasted a whole gallon of regular primer just on these pieces. That is the roof, the inner roof, because the outer roof is an epoxy. It's the inner roof, the inner cowl, the back side of the top cowl, the back side of the firewall, and those pieces were done on regular primer, and that's epoxy in and out. That's epoxy in and out. That's epoxy on the outside, and the roof skin was done in epoxy inside and out. And I'm still missing a little piece right there. So that'll be the end of this video. The next video is assembling some of the pieces, because me and Danny have to figure out how we're gonna clamp it and weld it. If not, we're gonna punch hose on it and do wait for Freddy to do rosette. But meanwhile, I can put Clecos, and I can do Clecos and self taps just to hold it, and well, Freddy can come whenever he can and just butt weld it where I tell him to do it. So we're gonna do in sections. This in section, the whole front end in section, and not but least is build it. I want to build it on the floor, piece by piece, and it comes together as one. But yeah, that'll be it for this video.